Joining this Minecraft server would lead me into a journey of betrayal, near-death experiences, and hard work that would lead to me becoming the richest member not only in-game, but in real life. And that's because every player spawns on this server with $200 in their account and killing people steals 25 bucks. If you go broke, you get banned, just like in real life. But the strangest part of all of this was that the mysterious owner told us that when this SMP ended, we would all get how much money we had to our name cashed out in real life. What that meant right now at the start of the server was that everyone's goal is to just survive and gear up, right? Because there was a 30-minute no PvP grace period on the server before everyone starts to kill each other in battle. But my only goal is to get money, and I had some other methods to get rich planned. See, this is Ember. She's a friend and you may recognize her from this ashswag video I made last year. So awesome, but now she's going to be the first victim of my first method of wealth collection. So the plan was to follow her during the grace period and eventually kill her when the timer ended. But it wasn't going to be that simple. See, although Ember was basically an NPC, she was a friend of mine who definitely knew that I would be up to something if she saw me following her. And that's why I couldn't do this on my own. Which is when I grabbed two equally money-hungry friends, Zam and Pangy, to help me out. So for 20 minutes, Zam successfully led Ember to a village. The grace period was almost about to end, and this is where it got tricky. Because now Zam would convince Ember to set her respawn point in one of the beds in the village. And as soon as that happened, I would come in to distract the NPC with empty conversation. Because this is where Pangy would come in to trap her spawn point while she wasn't looking. And like clockwork, as soon as the PvP timer ended, Pangy's trap was ready. That meant I had to do this.
A good voice actor. What kind of
So when I kill her, which is the first kill of the server, Ember would get spawn trapped and we would essentially have an instant $200 money farm. Yep, in this episode, I'm a true villain. But our plan failed. See, I got the kill, but Pangy had messed up setting up the spawn trap, meaning Ember safely respawned all the way back at spawn. This meant that although I was $25 up from killing, the server now knew that we were criminals. But this was when I found out about the leaderboard, which would glorify the top 10 richest members of the server. And after a member said that I would never be on it, I made it my ultimate goal to get to the first place on the leaderboard and stay there till the end of the server by any means possible. But right now though, because of our shenanigans, there was clearly a target on our head. See, the three of us regrouped at a village to gear up when suddenly Pangy tells me to turn around. I turn around and see a player called Ivory creeping up on me. But I love Ivory. We've been allied on other servers, so I thought she could join our crusade. That was foolish, because the very next moment she started killing me. In disbelief, I fought back and we easily killed her. But I still didn't want to believe it, because when she respawned, my team wanted to kill her again, but I said no and protected her while she safely got her stuff back. See, I was done trying to kill defenseless naked people. If we were gonna get on the leaderboard, it had to be through hard work. So as my team moved forward, I stayed back to help Ivory, even though she just jumped me. This was a mistake, because the very next moment, her teammate in full diamond gear showed up. And let me tell you, they did not show up to thank me for helping Ivory. I was heartbroken, I just helped Ivory. But what's even worse was that when I came back to grab my stuff, the both of them spawn killed me when I was naked. These two horrible setbacks not only put me back $50, making me one of the poorest on the server at the time, and knocking me off the leaderboard, but it also ignited a fire in my heart. I didn't care about being nice and helping those who went against me anymore. I'm here to get paid. And everybody on the server would only get their money cashed out once the server ended. But when is the server gonna end, you ask? Well, in about 14 days from now, the end dimension was finally going to be open. But how does that help my goal? See, the mysterious owner then opened his mouth and told us that there would be a $500 reward for the player who killed the ender dragon and $500 to whoever got the dragon egg. It was at this very moment that the three of us put our hands together and vowed to get that money and be at the very top of the leaderboard together. But before we could even start our journey to that, I came back to the position I'm currently in now, only at $175 to my name and just spawn killed twice by full diamond goblins. So my first step was to get revenge on these fools before anything. But how on earth do we kill the full diamond player when we had nothing? The answer? An army. I recruited the Function, an army of 10 people that were hiding in one house in the village, ready to jump Oasis the next time she came around. We waited and waited for 15 minutes, trying not to make a sound and sneaking, until we realized that Oasis had logged off. You see, me and the army had jumped innocent players that dared to even come close to our village. Oasis, hearing about our adventures, never joined back that day in fear of being spawn trapped by the army. So success! My revenge had been exacted and I was one step closer to my goal. But At what cost? See, in the next couple of hours, the army quickly broke up into their separate groups. But this left me, Zam, and Pangi back at square one, with basically the same amount of money to our name since we got no kills. And as the days left for the end fight slowly counted down, we had a lot to worry about. Because look, even though alliances may have been made over the past few days, the money SMP was more dangerous than ever. Because remember, everyone was quite literally only in it for the money. So amidst all of this, my team and I realized that the best foundation before our plan to get stacked was a secret base. Sam, Pangi, and I found a cozy hillside about 1,000 blocks from spawn. We set things up, and with the help of two familiar faces, we created a base. But it wasn't gonna be that simple. I knew our team would need at least a week inside our base to get properly stacked for the end fight, but that was going to be hard. Because exactly at this time, a group on the Money SMP formed with the goal of finding everyone's secret base without using hacks. When you press Shift and F3 on your keyboard in Minecraft, you open the debug menu, using which you can see a list of entities that are in your chunk, or something like that. It's a lot of weird technical Minecraft stuff, but using this, some super sweaty motherfuckers on the server managed to triangulate base after base after base. Like, people were getting picked off like flies on the server, losing all of their progress just because of this pie chart helping people find secret bases. So because of this, the 5 of us who managed to call ourselves the American Psychos, get it, because not one of us is American, found out a way to keep our base completely proof from this method. The Shift plus F3 method, which almost everybody relied on to base hunt, had a few limitations, including the fact that it didn't show all entities. Only a few blocks had changed per tick, like ender chests or enchanting tables or stuff like that. So all we did is, surprise, surprise, not use any of these blocks in our base and make it as bare bones as possible. But why did we care about keeping our base this secret? Listen, the $1,000 end fight wasn't just below 7 days, and to reach any level of capacity to put up any kind of fight, our team needed all these things. All this gear that would be easily obtainable if we had a base with villagers. So us, the Psychos, spent a couple of days perfecting our base and getting fully stacked. And when the base was built, I fiddled with the server's plugin, experimented as I usually do, and found a command that I don't think I was supposed to have access to. This was huge and would be very useful shortly, so stay tuned, viewers. But anyway, now as a fully geared team, we could move on to our next step, and this was the most important step: figuring out our actual end fight plan. You see, the big prize money was split up into two: $500 for killing the dragon and $500 for having the dragon egg. But how do we guarantee that we win both of these? See, the Minecraft dragon egg is an item that would spawn on this specific block as soon as a dragon is killed by anyone, but everyone would be expecting it to spawn there, ready to collect their $500. But what if I told you that we found out how to bamboozle everyone? See, in the Java edition of Minecraft, what a lot of people don't know is that the dragon egg always spawns on the highest central block, regardless of what it is. Meaning all I had to do was stay safe and away from everyone's attention at build height. And whoever killed the dragon, all I needed to do was place a block right as soon as the dragon was killed, anywhere at build height, and while the person who killed would be confused as to where the egg was, I would be up there easily collecting my 5 hundo as the egg spawns in front of me and getting out of there instantly. And this was one of our plans to secure the money. But what if I told you that we won't even need to do this? Yeah, what if I told you that I could guarantee that our team would both kill the dragon and get the egg without any disruptions at all? You're hooked now, aren't you? The money SMP is limited to a 2500 by 2500 world border, and in Minecraft, Strongholds, the structure which is the only way to enter the end dimension, can only spawn in a radial pattern in a world like this, which is limited by coordinates. What this meant, we realized, was that the money SMP in its playable border could hold a maximum of only 3 strongholds. But what does this mean? See, our plan was to use the infamous red mushroom trick, where in Minecraft you can break end portal frames by bone mealing red mushrooms placed correctly below them, thus completely destroying the portal and rendering it unusable. So we would do this to 2 out of the 3 strongholds, making them useless, and then when the end opened, all of us except one person would jump into the remaining gate that would work, so that the person that stays back can destroy the gate after us before anyone else jumps in, making our team the only people in the bloody end dimension, leaving us free to easily kill the dragon on our own without disruption, collect our egg, and successfully become the richest team on the server. But there were 3 issues with this plan. Like, number 1, actually locating the strongholds. See, at this point there were 5 days to the end opening and we didn't have a single stronghold location. This led to problem number 2. According to our math, all 3 of the strongholds were at least 1,000 blocks away from each other, which was problematic because our plan was to break the 2 portal frames furthest from us, then all come together at the main portal to jump in, which would take incredibly long to cover, so we had to come up with a solution to it quickly. But this led us to find problem number 3. enemies. See, remember the army I was in that helped me get my revenge all the way back from day one? Well, you see, that army kind of broke into separate teams immediately after that. But that split wasn't friendly. Because although I had visited the other teams from the army and spent time with them throughout the past week, being on friendly terms, and even Warden hunting with the 3 members, Fanst, Bablu, and Cujo, I now found out that Zam, a member of my team, had pretty big beef with the same faction, leaving me now neutral in the middle of this weird crisis. And that crisis truly only hit me the next day. You see, Dawn and I, through hours of sleep deprivation, spent time finding 2 out of the 3 strongholds that we needed. But the problem was, when finding the last one, we came across some issues. Wait, what are these kids doing? Oh, they're fighting. What a pain. Yup. Zam and Pluto, 2 members of the American Psychos, bumped into the other faction that I talked about earlier and began fighting them. And this really sucked for me because on one hand, time was running out. I needed this 3rd stronghold before the end opened so we could truly win. But on the other hand, these are my teammates. If Zam and Pluto died, we would be down horrendous. So this is my favorite part of every SMP. Moral decision. So I hung back and waited till the fight got unfair, killed Bablu, helped Zam kill Fanst, and then moved on to finding the last portal. Any semblance of friendship apart from the American Psychos, I decided to disband. But this was when I got reminded of something bad. This kill I just got on Bablu only brought me back to $200, which was literally where I began right at the start of the server, and I wasn't even on the leaderboard right now. Which sucks because the whole reason any of this was even happening was for me to get on the leaderboard in the first place, to beat the allegations. So before eventually continuing to find the last and final stronghold, I decided to quickly head back to our base through the nether to quickly re-gear from that fight. Little did I know that this journey back to base would lead me to solve 2 of my problems at once. See, traveling in the nether is almost 10 times faster than traveling in the overworld in Minecraft. So my solution to our problem of the 3 strongholds being thousands of blocks away from each other was to simply make convenient nether highways intricately connecting all the 3 strongholds, which would allow us to easily gain access between any one of them in less than 1 minute. So with that inspiration, I reached home base and told Dawn about my idea, and we were both so hyped. But as soon as I said this to him, a strange notification popped up on the bottom left. The King of the Hill event has started for $100. This was really confusing, but it was also huge. $100 would put me straight up there on the leaderboard and solve my insecurities. Okay, it's happening at this location. Well, wait a minute. Those are our base coords. What? Yep. Remember that plugin command I was messing with earlier when we first made our base? Well, apparently that command had set our base as an event checkpoint without even knowing. This was perfect because nobody else was on at the time, meaning I could easily swoop in and successfully become $100 richer right at the comfort of my base. So with this newfound confidence and position on the leaderboard, me and Dawn headed to the nether and completed the highway to the 3rd and final stronghold. So we stepped into the portal to confirm the location, which was when this happened. What the hell? That, folks, is the beautiful sound of 20 wardens. We're all chilling inside this little pod above the 3rd and final stronghold. It was an ambush, and while the other people were confused as to who could have done it, I knew exactly who did it. Remember I told you earlier that I went warden hunting with the other faction from the army that was fighting with us? Yeah, apparently the warden hunting was something they were planning for several weeks. And their plan, as Don and I just discovered, was to drop 20 wardens into the end as soon as it opened, killing all of us instantly. So we had a bunch of options of things to do right now. We should play this intelligent, all of us thought. If they knew that we knew about their plan, we could jeopardize the entire operation. We needed to be extremely smart and witty about what our next move would be. After all, this little wool compartment was the only thing keeping 20 plus wardens away from us. We needed to play this smart. Trust me, Don, trust me. This is the best thing to do right now. Run, run, get out. Oh shit! Oh shit! After the adrenaline of that impulsive move had set was when I realized the problem with this. You see, although the stronghold room was now overrun by 20 wardens, the nether portal inside it was still lit, meaning if anyone from the opposing team went through that nether portal, they would land exactly inside our highway, which would blow our entire plan wide open. So on the other side, I prepared to break the portal so no one could find our highway when this happened. Pissed on the noise machine.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Are you going?
They're in the nether! They're in the nether!
Oh no!
Don't, I'm running. I was in panic mode. If anyone found our highway, we were screwed. Our plan on this SMP was ruined and we would never be at the top of the leaderboard. I had to figure out some way to get back and break that portal before any more damage can be done. The big warden dude would insta-kill me if I got within melee range. The only other way they could kill me was with the sonic boom range attack. And with a little bit of panic googling, I found out that the vertical range of this was only about 11 blocks or something like that. So a little bit of quick thinking led me to go next to the portal, build a horizontal cave in a line perpendicularly to the nether portal, just outside of the Warden's sonic boom range, but just enough for me to bow them, and boom, I had a Warden farm. The next 10 minutes saw me waste several stacks of arrows to kill 7 Wardens, and when my heart rate stabilized, I went over and broke the nether portal. I'd escaped with my life for now, but this entire thing showed me that the other team was even more prepared than us for the end. If they could pull this off, then who knows what else they would be capable of. But regardless, we had our highway ready, and our plan to break the end portals was a go. Finally, it was the day of the end fight. I had somewhat recovered from the adrenaline of last night, but things only got worse because I woke up to find my YouTube channel hacked. Yeah, a crypto scam had taken over the entire ashswag account. I was shaking that day and it was extremely stressful, but there was only 2 hours left for the end fight. But I would lose a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, and a lot of revenue. So if you're enjoying, please consider subscribing to the channel. Like, it gives me validation. We beat Barack Obama's first channel, but now we gotta beat his second and third. Anyway, at that point, I just lost something huge, my channel. And that affected my entire mentality incredibly during the day. But regardless, I had to get on the server and push through this end opening, and I couldn't let this petty obstacle hold me back. I would beat the end whether I had a channel or not. So the stage was set, the highways were made, our team was geared up, and everything was perfect. 5 minutes before the end portal opened, we were all in position with our red mushrooms, ready to break the other 2 strong portals. Until...
What?
I think it's patched, guys. It's not working.
No! What? No!
Yup, the red mushroom trick didn't work on the SMP anymore because they patched it. So at this point, I'm freaking out, completely freaking out, because less than 200 seconds were left for the end dimension to open, and we were completely left clueless. What do we do? I had to think of a backup plan quick. See, as of right now, because of our beautiful highways, we could easily monitor all 3 strongholds. At the moment, our original plan to destroy the end portal frames was completely scrapped, but the strongholds still didn't have any enemies in them, but they were rapidly approaching. So I had a plan. In situations like this, all you have to do is stay calm and assess your advantages. For us right now, our 2 advantages were our numbers and our preparation. No other team had found their strongholds yet, meaning we could easily be the first ones in the end. If we spawned on an island in the end, I thought we could quickly get to a vantage point and punch off anyone who tried to spawn in next. I mean, it was a horrible plan. It was a makeshift backup that would probably not even work, and it was a shitty plan anyway. Psych, it worked perfectly. Our luck caused us to be the first ones to spawn on the island, and we quickly got to work. 3 of us stayed guard on the edge of the platform, watching the island, ready to punch any enemy who comes in straight into the void, while the rest wasted no time killing the ender dragon. And after an intense 5 minutes and 30 seconds of just waiting, and killing, this happened. They're shooting.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Everyone get through! Oh my god, they're all here.
They're gone.
You got it? You got it? Yeah. Let's go!
Let's go! Just jump in. Don't risk it. Do not risk it. Do not risk it.
Egg. You jump. Yeah, Demi, you jump.
I'm in.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
We're good.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. Oh my god. So kids, at the end we got the egg, killed the dragon, was $1,000 richer, I got my channel back, I beat the allegations, was on the leaderboard, and all our hard work paid off. I also ended up convincing everyone on our team, including me, to donate all our winnings to the United Nations World Food Program charity. The fundraiser attached, it's a great cause, we don't need the money. We just made more than global minimum wage in 5 minutes.